Well, hello everybody. Now, after the hardware in loop comes driver in loop. Now, what is this driver in loop? Let's see elaborately. Driver in loop or DIL or DIL testing refers to a method in automotive industry where a human driver interacts with a simulated driving environment to test and evaluate vehicle functions, particularly advanced driver assistance systems within a controlled laboratory setting, allowing engineers to assess driver behavior and system performance in various scenarios without risks of real world test driving conditions. So here, when you say driver in loop, it is the efficacy of the driver which is being tested. For example, in an ADAS, sometimes the vehicle driver has to take over the vehicle even though computer is usually in charge of driving the vehicle. Okay, so here it is the driver's behavior which is the main focus point. And what are the main applications of DIL testing? ADAS evaluation, testing features like lane departure warning, adaptive cruise control, and autonomous emergency braking. Human factors research, studying driver behavior and perception in various driving scenarios. Vehicle dynamic analysis, assessing how a vehicle handles under different road conditions. So all these things are the various applications of DIL testing. But please keep in mind that DIL is predominantly used in ADAS evaluation. How actually the drivers are handling the various ADAS features. That's of the paramount importance and primary importance. Okay. Now key points to about driver in loop ADAS system. To assess how an ADAS features affects the driver's experience and behavior, including their perception of system's reliability and their ability to take control when needed. Now understand these two words, the impact on driver experience and their behavior, and also their perception of the system's reliability. Now the main purpose. These two are the main purpose, understanding the driver's experience and how a driver is perceiving the system. All right. Now, simulated environment. What is the simulated environment? A virtual driving environment used to create various types of road scenarios with different traffic conditions, weather elements, and potential hazards. Okay, as I said in one of the previous videos, replicating or duplicating the various climatic conditions, the various weather conditions, and various traffic scenarios is prohibitively expensive. That is where this driver in loop comes into picture. Driver in loop actually has become a cornerstone assessment of advanced driver assistance systems within the automotive industry. As I said, driver in loop is playing a very important role in the ADAS development. This innovative approach enables the industry to navigate through the complexity tied to traditional physical testing methods while also addressing the constraints found in purely virtual test environments. The driver interaction. The driver uses a simulated steering wheel, pedals, and other controls to navigate the environment, while the ADAS system completely actively assists them with functions like lane keeping, adaptive cruise control, and emergency braking. So there is a distinctive uh, application. The driver uses a simulated steering wheel while the ADAS system assists them with functions like lane keeping and adaptive cruise control, emergency braking. Of course, this is not exhaustive list. It can also be tested for forward collision warning. It can also be tested for rear cross traffic alert. It can also be tested for blind spot detection. So all these various ADAS features can be tested using this driver in loop. So what are the various benefits? Now let me articulate and list out the various advantages and benefits. First benefit is early testing. Early allows for the early evaluation of ADAS features before physical vehicle testing, enabling faster development cycles. Now, as I said, as you must have already gathered by now, every in-loop testing has this common advantage. It allows for early evaluation and faster development cycles. And second is controlled environment enables testing of complex or dangerous scenarios in a safe and repetitive manner. So this word is very important. As I said, for example, if you want to test a driving on the road in a valley, where there are a lot of cliffs, where there are a lot of deep valleys. So driving on those things can be very dangerous, or it can also be driving on a snowy conditions or wet conditions. All these things can be easily replicated using this virtual simulation. Human factor analysis. Now, this is the most important thing. Human factor analysis provides insights into driver behavior and potential issues related to driver interaction with the ADAS. Okay, ADAS is like a second driver. So it requires the drivers to get a bit habituated to work with, to drive the vehicle along with ADAS. ADAS, of course, will not take over the vehicle, but it is like a assistant where it will help you to navigate through some difficult conditions in the actual traffic. So a human driver must get habituated working with ADAS. Flexibility. Free driving testing in scenarios with or without traffic in variable weather conditions. Driver feedback. Direct feedback on the vehicle and control function behavior. I mean, this gives a direct feedback or a direct update on the vehicle and functional behavior. And of course, inherent safety. Simulation of critical traffic scenarios without risk or harm. And easy implementation. By now you must have understood all the simulation very much very much ensures that implementation becomes easy. Now let's go to the next slide. How it works, how does this uh, driver in loop work? First of all, there are sensors and simulation. The simulation generates the data about the driving environment, including position of the other vehicles when it is used to trigger to ADAS system. So this the actual inputs received by the sensors are simulated. And next comes the ADAS calculations. The ADAS algorithms process the sensor data and calculate necessary actions like steering adjustments or braking interventions, especially when you are working on ADAS features like automatic emergency braking, or steering adjust when it comes to steering adjustments, lane centering assist, or lane departure warning. So all the here ADAS calculations come into picture extensively. Next is driver feedback. The driver receives visual feedback from the simulation and can respond by making steering or braking inputs, which are then considered by the ADAS system. Okay, so the driver receives visual feedback. He is not just receiving some kind of haptic or audible feedback. He is receiving a visual feedback from the simulation and can respond by making steering or braking inputs, which are then considered by the ADAS system. Now, this driver feedback is the whole and soul, or the most important reason why DIL is being performed. DIL means driver in loop is being performed. And driver in loop examples. Driver in loop examples include rapid prototyping, steering systems, performance evaluation of ADAS functions, and V2X research. What is V2X? It means V2, vehicle to pedestrian, vehicle to infrastructure, vehicle to vehicle, vehicle to totally it has 5. I'm not able to recollect right away, but I just request all of you to search in net what does this V2X stand. It totally has some 6. X stands for some 6 different parameters. Okay, just three, no, three I told you just now. Remaining 3, I'm not able to recollect from top of my head. You please search in net what exactly this V2X. Actually, I'll be covering in some of the sessions. Now, what is the main tactic? What is the main technique and technique? How you analyze the data? This table summarizes various data analysis technique used in driver in loop testing. First is statistical, analyze the performance metrics and thereby the efficiency. Next technique is machine learning, which which is based on predictive modeling, and again it assesses the safety. And third technique is real time, where immediate feedback during testing, immediate feedback during testing is procured, and the driving experience is clearly measured. Now, what are the main challenges in testing? Testing often lacks the unpredictability of real world situations, making it difficult to predict the outcomes. So, as efficient as this deal is, still there are some challenges and still there are some discrepancies. Okay, I re-emphasize this. No simulation can give 100% accurate results. There always will be some discrepancy, some gap between the simulation results and the benchmark real world results. Implementing comprehensive driver in loop tests can be resource intensive both in terms of funding and time. This is very important. Okay, so definitely this is far cheaper than the real testing, but inherently this is quite costly in itself also. What are the future trends? Okay, by now you must have guessed AI. The most evolving technology is AI and machine learning, and these are expected to enhance the testing methodology significantly. Furthermore, increased integration of data analytics will play a crucial role in forecasting system performance. So, this data analytics, and as you know, this data science is becoming more and more important, and integrating of this data analytics will play a crucial role. Okay, so these are the future trends as on now.